Chapter 15. The Crimson Veil of Ashenvyre. Bitter Root's muddy streets pulsed under the feverish glow of dusk, its lamps casting jagged shadows across merchants haggling over glowing sap and mercenaries sharpening blades for jungle runs. Dylan, Veyr and Zariel wove through the crowd, their steps swift, the weight of Lyss's trail a blade pressing at their throats. The Bloodwild River's crimson churn roared nearby, its sound a grim hymn beneath the Bloodwild's oppressive drone. Dylan's starry scars itched under his scavenged linen tunic, a crippling doubt whispering he'd fail, but Veyr's blade's patience steadied him, a discipline to see clear, act sharp. The snapped twig from moments ago, Rinzo's shadow, or a night veil blade, kept their nerves taut. The town a viper's nest, poised to strike. A figure stepped from the throng, cloaked in a dark hood, his face veiled but for weary eyes glinting like tarnished coins. He blocked their path near a rotting stall, peddling vials of luminescent sap, his movements deliberate. Veyr's hand twitched toward his twin swords, Zariel's bow arm coiled, but the man raised empty palms, his voice a low rasp, urgent as a blade's edge. "You're hunting Lyss, the lost girl. I've watched you stumble into a storm bigger than one soul. Follow me, now before eyes catch us." Dylan's gut twisted, the doubt hissing trap. But Veyr's grey eyes flicked over the man, assessing, then nodded. "Lead," he growled, "but try anything, and you're meat." The hooded man turned, slipping into a narrow alley, its moss-slick walls reeking of piss and decay. The trio followed, the town's clamour, fading into the alley's suffocating hush, broken only by the river's distant roar. The man halted, his hood slipping, to reveal a lined face, mid-50s, grey-bearded, eyes heavy with secrets. "I'm Corin," he said, voice rough as gravel. "Councilman of Bitterroot, joined to make this pit prosper, not fester. But walls here have ears, so hear me quick. The mayor, Gavin Torm, and half the council run a vile trade. Children, snatched from streets, sold as slaves, worse than your nightmares. Lyss is tangled in it. Redfang's compound lies past the river's bend, on an island in Lake Ashenvyre. Blackened trees, waters warm and glowing, cursed by some ancient fire. 40, 50 kids, caged like beasts. City lords, Valyrian officials, even whispers of Aelthyr's hand. They pay for gods know what. It's a rot that festers deep." Dylan's blood froze, Lyss's bruised arms flashing in his mind, her flight from Torv's fists now a descent into hell. The doubt screamed he was too weak, but rage burned hotter, stoked by Veyr's brutal forge. "Aelthyr," he rasped, voice trembling. "The king's part of this?" Corwin's eyes darkened. "No proof, only shadows. Couriers with star gem seals, nobles boasting royal favours. The Starshrine's power binds it. Some say the kids are offerings to Aelthyr, or Vaughn's hunger. Ashenvyre's a fortress, guarded by Redfang bandits, clients with power. Tread light, or you're dead." Veyr's lip curled, voice a snarl. "Why spill this, councilman? What's your game?" Corwin's jaw clenched, shame flickering. "I thought I could fix Bitter Root from within. I was blind. I can't fight this alone, but you, outsiders, blades sharp, hearts not bought, can save her, expose this rot, maybe give us hope." He pressed a parchment scrap into Veyr's hand, a crude map to Ashenvyre scratched in charcoal. "Go now, before Rinso or worse sniffs you out." He vanished into the alley's gloom, leaving the map and a weight heavier than iron. Zariel's luminous eyes narrowed, his elf senses probing the dark. He spoke true, but his guilt stinks. Ashenvyre's a death trap. Veyr studied the map, his scarred face grim. "That we move silent, strike fast. Lyss is the job. Get her out. No heroics." He pinned Dylan with a stare. "Boy, keep that vow, but don't let it blind you. This ain't your coastal dump anymore." Dylan nodded, The doubt a cold chain, but Corwin's words, children, caged, Aelthyr's shadow, lit a fire he couldn't douse. They slipped from the alley, the bloodveil's roar guiding them past the river's bend, where the jungle parted to reveal Lake Ashenvyre. Its waters glowed faintly, warm as blood, ringed by blackened trees like charred claws. An island crouched at its heart, a stone compound bristling with torchlight, its walls crawling with Redfang guards. The air carried rot and a cloying sweetness, Starshatter, diluted, a drug to dull minds. Veyr led, a wraith in the night, his leathers melding with shadows. Zariel glided beside, bow ready, his senses catching every leaf's rustle. Dylan followed, Kaela's stolen agility lightening his steps, Veyr's invisible practice running through his mind, every dodge, every strike, clean and sharp. The approach was a gauntlet. A rickety bridge, half-rotted, spanned the lake's edge to the island, its planks creaking under unseen weight. Veyr tested each board, signaling safe steps, but a misstep sent Dylan's foot through, the warm water scalding his ankle, a hiss stifled by clenched teeth. Zariel's hand steadied him, eyes warning silence. Beyond the bridge, glintweave traps gleamed faintly, silvery threads strung across paths rigged to snap and alert guards. Zariel's elf senses traced their patterns, guiding them through a maze of taut lines, Dylan's heart hammering as his tunic snagged, the thread quivering but not breaking. Veyr's glare burned, urging focus. A patrol of 3 Redfangs loomed, their torches casting jagged light, swords clinking. Veyr signaled a crouch behind a charred tree, its bark flaking like ash. Dylan's breath caught, the doubt hissing they'd be seen, but Veyr's patience held, waiting as the guards passed, their boots crunching inches away, a drunken laugh masking Zariel's soft exhale. The compound's outer wall was a sheer slab of pitted stone, 15 feet high, topped with iron spikes. Arrow slits glowed with braziers inside, guards' shadows flickering. Veyr found a crumbling section, vines snaking through cracks, and scaled it, fingers gripping moss-slick stone, his cloak snagging but not tearing. Dylan followed, his agility tested, muscles burning as a loose rock shifted, clattering softly. Zariel's arrow was knocked in an instant, aimed at a slit where a guard paused, but the man moved on, oblivious. Dylan hauled himself up, sweat stinging his eyes, the doubt screaming he'd fall. Zariel climbed last, a ghost, his cloak blending with the wall's green stains. Inside the compound was a labyrinth of stone corridors, torchlight casting long shadows, the air thick with sweat, fear, and Starshatter's sickly sweet haze. Guards patrolled in pairs, their boots echoing, crossbows slung. Veyr led them through service passages, narrow and damp, where rats skittered and pipes dripped acid that hissed on stone. A locked grate barred their path, its iron rusted but solid. Veyr's lockpick snapped, a faint clink echoing. A guard's voice called, "Who's there?" Veyr froze, signaling silence, as footsteps approached. Zariel's arrow grazed the guard's torch, snuffing it, plunging the corridor into dark. The guard cursed, stumbling away, and Veyr forced the grate, metal, groaning softly. The heart of the compound opened into a vast chamber, its walls lined with iron cages, 40 or 50 children, 6 to 16, huddled within, eyes glassy, limbs slack under Starshatter's drug-induced grip. Dylan's stomach churned, his vision of Lyss in crimson vines now flesh. He spotted her in a cage, 16, her bright hair dulled, fresh bruises on her arms, gaze distant but flickering with defiance, matching Mira's description, brave, desperate, trapped in hell. "We get her out," Veyr whispered, voice ablade. "No more. Save 'em all, boy, and we're dead. Lyss, too. Guards'll swarm." Dylan's fists clenched, rage battling the doubt. "All these kids, we can't leave them." Zariel's voice was heavy, soft. Veyr's right. One life now, or none. Lyss is the mission. They pried Lyss's cage with Veyr's spare lockpick, swift and silent, and Dylan pulled her out, her body trembling, hobbling from the drug. Her eyes cleared faintly, locking on Dylan's. "You came," she rasped, voice frail. "Arla, only 8 years old, my friend here. They took her somewhere in this place. Please, find her. I promised I'd protect her." Dylan's heart tore. Arla's name a dagger. "We'll get you out, Lyss, then I'll—" "No!" Veyr cut in, eyes flint. "We leave now. More guards will come. Chase ghosts, you're alone, boy." Dylan pleaded, voice cracking. "She's 8, Veyr. Lyss needs her. We can't—" Zariel shook his head, wariness firm. "The mission is Lyss. We save who we can." Dylan's jaw tightened, the doubt roaring he'd fail, but Lyss's plea burned brighter. "I'll find Arla," he vowed, voice iron. "Get Lyss out, I'll catch up." Veyr's scowl deepened, but he nodded, grudging. "Fool's choice, boy, don't die." He and Zariel supported Lyss, her steps faltering, and slipped toward the exit, shadows in the torchlight. Dylan stayed, crouching behind a crate, Veyr's blades patience guiding him. He watched guards patrol, their boots echoing, swords glinting. 2 dragged a small girl, looked to be no more than 8, dark hair, eyes dull, into a room, locking the door. An old man approached, wearing fine robes and a face creased with depravity. He slipped coins to the guards, who smirked and walked off. Dylan's blood boiled, the doubt drowned by rage. He crept forward, agility a whisper, and kicked the door in, wood splintering. Inside, the old man was half naked, Arla bound and bare, her eyes wide with terror. Dylan's vision went red, a roar in his skull. The man raised his hands, pleading, "Spare me! I'm Gavin Torm, Bitterroot's mayor. I'll pay you gold, silvers, anything!" Dylan's dagger flashed, fury unchained. He stabbed through the mayor's temple, blood spraying, the body crumpling. His vow not to kill shattered, but the horror before him burned guilt to ash. He untied Arla, hand shaking, and dressed her trembling form, her small voice whispering thanks. Lifting her, he slipped from the room, the compound's shadows his shield, and fled into the night, the lake's glow fading behind. Bitter root loomed, its lights a beacon. Dylan carried Arla, the doubt silent for once, his scars pulsing as if Aelthyr judged him. Veyr, Zariel, and Lyss waited in the town's shadows, and Dylan's choice, Arla's life. The mayor's blood would mark him forever in Eryndor's cruel dance.